So I want to talk about the world's best cryptocurrency platform. It's somewhere between an L1 and an L0. I know that XRP obviously is my favorite, but in my very humble opinion, I think the Hive blockchain is possibly the very best. And it's the one that pretty much nobody's heard of, even though it's been around for so long. Now, a lot of projects that we have today that we see have either gotten their idea from this platform or they've studied this platform as some sort of proof of concept and then released something and then became really successful. Now, the Hive blockchain itself is about, 5 years old or so? But prior to that, it was known as Steem or Steemit blockchain. That chain still exists, but there was a fork in the project, and most of the actual community carried on with Hive and not Steem. That other project still exists due to some political issues. There was a massive event that happened causing the fracture between the two. Okay, so they've grown aside, but the Hive blockchain is now completely its own thing with zero relationship or similarities apart from the blogging part, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So this video is just going to be a showcase of why this is one of the greatest things since sliced bread. So hive.io is how you reach this particular place. If you want to sign up for this, there are some free ways of doing it. Also, there's some minor charges to avoid spam accounts being created en masse, which was a problem that was experienced on Steemit. And since they implemented that little amount, the amount of spam on the ecosystem just completely nearly gone to zero. So this, like I said before, is a layer 1, or to some people it's a layer 0, on top of which a lot of applications have been built over the years. The fundamental way the token was distributed in the beginning was via content creation. So it was primarily a Web3 platform for creating content, either long form content in terms of blogging or video content, etc., etc. Okay, so you can obviously learn more about this. It's fast, it's scalable. By the way, at some point, the Steem ecosystem, the blockchain, was the fastest in the world. It was by far, it was orders of magnitude faster than anything else because the entire blockchain was running in memory. Can you believe that? But then it got a little bit too expensive, and as it grew in size, it became unsustainable to have that kind of speed. In fact, to date, there is nothing that's approached the speed that this thing was running at. Not even XRP, nothing. Nothing's come anywhere close to how fast this beast was running back in those days. This is way back in 2017, 2016, by the way. So, that's nearly 10 years ago that this blockchain had achieved that kind of technology, right? So became unsustainable, and then some kind of database method, fast SSD hard disk with some algorithm to kind of maintain some of the speed, but nothing can match running straight from memory. So it's no longer the fastest blockchain in the world, but it is fast, right? Because the technology that is involved is one that's very immense. Transaction times are very, very short. Transferring the token to exchanges, very, very fast, amongst the fastest in the world, nearly instantaneous actually. Within the Hive ecosystem, the transactions are nearly instant, so still very fast, very scalable, very powerful, and of course very durable, having stood the test of time. There is actually a built-in stablecoin as well, which basically was absolutely stable right through the bear market, with all the other non-top 5 tokens depegging, and of course with the famous UST token of the Terra Luna ecosystem absolutely going to zero. So you can learn about this, the roadmaps, contributors, etc., etc. These are known people in the ecosystem. Some people, of course, are undoxed because, again, this is a 100% decentralized platform with absolutely no involvement from central exchanges or authorities and governments. This is a grounds up proposition, and all these people are either known people if they've doxed themselves, because most of these people I've actually met in real life, by the way, like Crimson Clad, Stoke Dev, because every year there is a festival called Hive Fest when everyone shows up and everyone meets each other somewhere in the world, usually international locations. I think this year is going to happen in Kuala Lumpur. Last year was somewhere in Latin America, I think Mexico or something like that. So every year there's a massive meetup. Everyone has a meetup. Everyone shows up there in some location, and the presentations, after parties, etc. So awesome stuff. So now let's look at the ecosystem. Now this is where the real meat of the matter begins, right? So as you can see, these are the platforms that are sitting on top of this L1 or L0. As you can see, games, social, NFTs, DeFi's, tools, sports, videos. They're actually much more, but this is sort of like a neat demonstration of what the stuff is happening. Now, of course, you've noticed this one. Let's go to gaming. I've already talked about this in a previous video called Splinterlands. You've probably heard of Splinterlands. Splinterlands is probably the largest crypto-based game, or the most popular one. If you just type in Splinterlands into YouTube, YouTube. You can see a lot of people playing this game. It's like a role player type adventure game, reminiscent of something like Dungeons and Dragons meets World of Warcraft. And there's a lot of I actually have the original pack. This used to be called Steam Monsters back in the day. I have the original pack for that unopened. I wonder if that's worth anything. Perhaps I am a Splinterlands millionaire and I don't know. So yeah, original pack from day one, because obviously I've been on the ecosystem since back then. So I remember when it was launched. I know the people who wrote this and launched it. I met them in person. So absolutely stellar game. Incredible sitting on this ecosystem. Some slightly lesser known games, of course. We have Holozing. I have no idea who wrote this one. I probably know them, but I just don't. I've never looked at this or whatever. So many other games, as you can see, all sitting on the Hive blockchain. Social, this is my forte. This is where I hang out on the ecosystem as a content creator. I blog, I create video, etc. This is a blogging platform, and so like similar to Reddit. So it's a mix between Reddit and like Facebook or what have you, where people create content. By the way, all of the content that is created on this platform ends up on the same blockchain. So each condenser, a condenser is an application that can access the blockchain, can display the information on the blockchain just in a different way. So for instance, this is somebody's post that they've made in the last 20 minutes. Dean, this person is actually a friend of mine on the blockchain. Sometimes we have a chat. We've never met in real life, but we follow each other on YouTube, etc. She's an amazing writer, by the way. So if you're looking for someone to follow, this is one of such persons. And it's still early in the day, but if I wanted to, for instance, support this post, I'll just hit this heart button. And as you can see, this thing here shows how much I want to support by. I put it at 100%. It displays how much money that gives her. My voting power isn't so powerful at the moment. At times, there's been times in the past where my voting power could give out $5 per like, and that basically goes into the algorithm and decides how much of the Hive blockchain gets distributed to her after 7 days. So 7 days from me hitting this like button, as you can see, it hasn't gone from 0.08 to 0.09. Now there's going to be hundreds of people who are going to do the same, and it just builds and builds and builds. And it's kind of a ingenious way to mine the token. So you create content, and your people that like your content, your supporters, can like your content. And in this scenario, those likes aren't just for vanity like it is on Facebook or Instagram. They actually translate to actual money via the Hive token. And at the end of 7 days, it gets distributed to her. She gets 50% of all the rewards, and the rest of the 50% is distributed to all the people who participated in engagement and liking as well, including myself. So it's a kind of a win-win situation, right? Here you can see there's an embedded video. Okay, this is embedded from YouTube. Let me just go to the entire. All right, I don't want to get copyright stricken. That's embedded within YouTube, so you can have a post. You can see a bit of text there. I actually do this quite a lot since I have a YouTube channel. I go in there and I put some blurbs, talk about stuff, and then embed a video to match. So if you're a blogger and you want to make some extra money, you already have a website or you already have a YouTube channel, you can go ahead and sign up and just basically make some extra coins, get some more supporters from there. So yeah, this is quite interesting. All right, let's look at this is my feed, by the way. So as you can see, this is one of my posts, XRP integrated into Swift. You guys probably remember this. This is a post that I made on YouTube, and I actually add some extra text to it. And this has made me $3.97. As you can see, I had 204 people who liked it. So, it's not going to retire you, but, it's a fun way to mine the token. And as long as, the token is sitting in your wallet, let me just claim some. So today I'm claiming this is about 2.9 times 2. So that's 5.8, about $5.80. And that goes straight into my coffers. And you can see all my other transactions. This went live 2 hours ago, and already it's made 74 cents. So woo! Again, not going to retire you, but it's an example of a nice blogging platform. If you're going to do that already on Facebook, Reddit, whatever, Instagram, then why not actually get paid for it? Again, this is the same sort of thing. This is called hive.blog. It's just a different interface to the same exact thing. Again, the same blog posts displayed slightly differently. Okay, so there are several of these blog interfaces with their own tools, their own sort of arrangements. Again, I can look at my post through the same Hive blog and it just looks slightly different, but it's the same exact blockchain that is accessing. Here's something called 3Speak, which is sort of like a YouTube alternative where people upload videos, again, for direct rewards that have nothing to do with the AdSense system. This is just based on decentralized participation from other Hive holders. This person has made, let me see, 50 plus other, let me see how much. It's easier to view from here. See, they've made $100 here. I can't highlight that. That's $100 that they've made. This person's made $91, $52, etc. And that's going to be distributed across them. Maybe they get 50%, and then, you know, depending on the algorithm, it gets distributed to all the other people that also participate. This is Eurosol, a friend of mine from the blockchain as well. Again, I've met all of these people. By the way, this is censorship resistance. That's the whole point of this, because it's a Web3 platform. So there is no authority that is going to delete your video, remove your video. And this is one of those platforms that a lot of other platforms have tried to emulate and they've just gone away. I don't know if you remember Library. Library tried something like this. They had a centralized part that fell apart because the government attacked them or whatever, or the SEC. And then you have, you know, Truth Social by Trump. A lot of these other platforms, you know, you have, what's the other one that people run to? The alternative for YouTube. I can't remember now. The freedom of speech based one. Some of them are still around, but again, a lot of them are highly centralized. This is totally decentralized. Even the platform hosting the videos are based on decentralized IP something. I've forgotten the terminologies. I used to be so on top of this stuff. Some of these files are sitting on people's machines and distributed around by the same technology that BitTorrent uses. Very, very interesting technology. Very, very censorship resistant, if not completely censorship proof. You have Essency. Essency is again a blogging platform. This is maybe one of the most beautiful displays of the blogs compared to maybe PicD and the others. You can probably see some of these known faces from YouTube use this platform and they get rewarded in Hive. Here's a breakdown here of who gets what, beneficiaries, breakdowns. This is the other thing. You can pick somebody else as the beneficiary of your content. So that doesn't go to you, it goes directly to the person. And this is all automated, no need for third party, no need for counterparty. It's absolutely insane. Proper decentralization. And I think that a lot of projects that you're seeing being launched all over the place that sound like there's something new have already existed on this platform for many, many years. Here is InLeo. This is a specific type of blogging platform which is targeted at finance. So it kind of filters out all the fluffy, look at my hair, look at my makeup, you know, coffee blogs, and focuses on things like finance. Okay. Also a nice, beautiful platform. And, you know, it's got like a gamified sort of look. So yes, and also it's sort of a Twitter-based sort of micro-blogging platform, I must say. So little short, you know, they don't earn as much because it's slightly lower effort. Imagine getting paid for your X posts or Twitter posts or Instagram shorts and stuff like that. This is what this is, okay? Most of them don't earn much, but some of them do earn a little bit because people are less likely to upvote you for, you know, low effort stuff. This is one of my favorite of all. This is called World Mapping. This is kind of a alternative to those travel blogging platforms or Travelocity and all those sort of things. I've forgotten, there's a particular one that it competes with, and basically this is a platform for travelers. It takes effectively Google Maps. This is a world map similar to Google Maps, and these are reviews and posts that people have made on the Hive blockchain based on where they've been. So all these are tags. So as you can see, some parts of the world have more tags than others. West Africa is particularly well represented here. India, Europe, right? Central Europe, highly recommended, highly visited. United States as well. So let's click on Venezuela, one of the most active countries on this blockchain, for instance. You click on one of these places, and on the right side here, you see all of the posts that people have made from that location. And it's a kind of beautiful visual way to get an idea of a place. Maybe you're traveling somewhere, you want to research it a little bit from an actual person who's been there, who's written genuinely about it and not paid to big up the place, because they get paid either way, you know, whatever they say. So it's a kind of organic travel location review stuff. Or if you just want to vicariously view parts of the world through other people's eyes. Okay. Let me see if it's Cuba. Havana, Varadero, very popular part of the Caribbean. You can see beautiful pictures, depictions. It's an absolutely insane platform. As you can see, that loads that in PD, which is the blockchain's blogging platform of choice for many. But it's just another beautifully displayed concept. Okay, and here's another one. These are Engage. I have never used this, but again, travel feed. I've never used this either. Again, to do with travel. Okay. No idea what that is. What is this? So this is similar to Instagram stories, and this runs on your phone. Very beautiful sort of Instagram replacement. Again, running on this blockchain. Here's another popular one. This is called ActiFit. You've probably seen this around, and it's an encouragement app for keeping fit, and it tracks your activity and rewards you for activities and gives you tokens and stuff for, you know, walking and running and stuff. And you can see all the people on their sort of leaderboard stuff, you know, gamifies fitness, which is awesome. Here's one, eGrave. eGrave is a platform for building websites. So this is similar to WordPress, and it provides you with, you know, the blogging environment. No need to pay for hosting service. And of course, it comes with an inbuilt social media and reward system. You get to pick templates and what have you. Let's have a look at some of the existing blogs that other people have created, for instance. Let's click this one. So this is some kind of medic. Again, comes with an engagement, social media, effectively inbuilt social media, inbuilt reward system. Okay, so very exciting stuff, as you can see. I can go on and on this aspect. Let's skip to NFTs. Again, some of them overlap, of course. Splinterlands is highly NFT based, but where is the main one? NFT market. All right, there is NFT showroom. So this is similar to OpenSea, where people can trade their NFTs. I actually used to have some NFTs on here that I actually sold back in the day in 2019, 2020. I sold some of this, and this NFT showroom is so ahead of its time. Back in, I think it was 2019, 2020. No, it was 2021. No, it was 2020, because I remember it was during the lockdowns. We had a virtual meeting. So the yearly meeting that would normally meet in a place physically, we met on a virtual environment called Altspace VR at the time, where, you know, you could wear your virtual reality glasses. If you didn't have that, you could just use your screen, what have you. And we had this conference. Pretty much everybody showed up. Even more people showed up than normal, because people could show up from their phones and whatever. And, you know, the same on stage stuff, but only virtual this time, which is quite interesting. But this NFT showroom was in that virtual conference. It was an actual gallery. You can walk in, look around, and, you know, you can scan your badge and stuff. It's just something amazing that I haven't seen replicated since then, right? Obviously, that hasn't been a thing since we're now allowed to go out and interact with each other in the real world. But there was something about that lockdown that activated a lot of creativity in people in this whole sort of metaverse stuff. So there was metaverse on top of this already. This is all running on the Hive blockchain, by the way. This is absolutely insane. Sometime in the future, someone, OpenSea, maybe one of those guys, are going to create something similar to this stuff that's existed for 5, 6, 7 years on the Hive blockchain, and it's going to be magical and revolutionary, and everyone's going to talk about it, and it's going to blow up, thinking it's something new, but it's already existed. And here are other NFT platforms on here. Again, in my opinion, NFT is pretty much dead for now, until, you know, metaverse revives itself, and in tokenization of real world assets, and of course when NFT gets used for its original purpose, which is to tokenize and put value back into digital things like digital art and digital music, in which case there is wait, hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know there's a music based one here. Hold on, 15 tunes, there it is, Block Tunes. So Block Tunes is a way to tokenize your music on this platform. It expanded itself eventually into Ethereum, Polygon, and other blockchains, as you can see, Avalanche, etc., marketplaces. But obviously, it incubated itself and gained its wings on the Hive blockchain, right? And it is basically NFT market for tokenizing music on the blockchain. Okay, there's a music token. You know, you can see all the transactions, etc. It's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Again, other utilities like art, etc. happening on here as well. So there's DeFi, okay? These are DEXs on here. You can buy and sell other currencies into Hive. You can trade within Hive's own internal market between the different tokens that are sitting on top of Hive. There are hundreds of them at the moment. This platform, Wave.io, is an insane platform actually. It's so underutilized. Basically, it's for affiliate marketers, right? So if you found a product that was sitting, let's go to the shop here, for instance. So these are product reviews, right? That have this big Amazon link, which gives you affiliate marketing income from Amazon. But at the same time, when you post on it, you can get the rewards in this Wave.io token and Hive token. So all of these L2 tokens and L3 tokens on top of here that you're earning, you're actually also earning in the underground Hive. So you're posting on these platforms, getting their local currency, but also getting the underlying L1 currency. So it's a win-win. You end up earning 3 or 4 or 5 times when you use these L3 platforms, right? And of course, there's the Amazon link. For instance, if I were to click on this, you see the reviews of this product made by several people. They've already earned their currencies in terms of Hive there, and Wave.io. This person has earned $3.57 of Wave token. They've earned $2.42 in Hive. HBD, which is the stablecoin backed currency, 81 cents of that, and total of $7.80. And if you were to click on the product itself, you could actually end up earning some more because it goes to Amazon and you can actually purchase that product. And if you do, then the associated affiliate also gets a commission from Amazon. It's absolutely amazing stuff. Okay, so moving on to tools. These are different tools for, there's Hive blocks for looking at the ledger itself. So this is basically a view of the ledger. You can look at the transactions and, if you're a geek, you can figure out what these are. These are different users. I can filter by user by just clicking on their username, and it shows their specific transactions. This category 1, that's the name of the user. This @ symbol, by the way, this @ symbol use now that's been adopted by YouTube and all these other platforms was used first by this platform, which is again another pioneering thing that they did. You can see the specific transactions this person has. You can see their name, when they signed up, etc. Obviously, it's not their real name. This is their username, and all of the information is here. Okay, fully trackable yet anonymous. So different blogs, Hive Buzz, and these tools do different things. Hive Buzz is basically again it's a leaderboard system that encourages badges and stuff to encourage postage and stuff. If I sign in my username, for instance, it tells you all of my badges that I've earned here. 2,800 posts. That's colossal, man. 16,000 comments. And those are all my badges that I've won on this platform for my activity, my personal stuff, all the meetups I've been to. Yeah, I've missed a few of them, but I've been to a few of them as well. Krakow. I was at Krakow. I was at Vienna, wherever, yada. Shows you all my power-ups and power-downs on my tours, etc. It's awesome. Kind of encourages people to post and use the platform more, of course. And then there's developer tools, etc. We talked about sports already. There's ActiFit, which helps you tokenize your fitness, and of course there's video, etc., which I've already mentioned. Oh yeah, there's Vim. This is a streaming platform, so that's a kind of Twitch competitor. Okay, and this has been around for such a long time. There's been a lot of different video platforms. Some of them have gone away. There was a DTube, which then formed its own Avalon blockchain. There was a DLive, which then went on some other blockchain. There's been a lot of things go through this process. So what do you guys think? I think this is the greatest ecosystem of all time when it comes to crypto that nobody's heard of. And like I showed you, a lot of other platforms have basically taken a lead from this beautiful little platform and then invented their own stuff, quote unquote, and then became successful with it. Different wallets. I use Keychain. Sometimes I use the inbuilt chain in the browser. But the keychain is so much easier to use because it basically is similar to Apple's keychain, allows you to log in on different platforms, etc. But there are even more wallets are not listed here. There's a Ledger wallet as well, which allows you to keep your token on an actual Ledger Nano or something like that. Okay. Again, information for developers. If you're a geek and you want to get started programming on this platform, all the information you need is out there. Extensive wiki, libraries, etc., tutorials, JavaScript, Python, opportunities, Hive Fund. You can actually apply for funding via the DAO system, etc., and everyone votes to see who gets the money. Totally decentralized platform. Obviously, there are some whales on here that have a lot more Hive than others, and they seem to maybe, they can sway decisions their way, but there's nothing stopping you from simply buying more Hive and becoming a whale yourself. So the sky is the limit with this platform. It's up to you to basically monetize it the way you see fit. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Look at the links in the description, including ways to sign up for free and my affiliate link. I don't think they pay anything for their affiliate link. It just basically gives me kudos, I think, that I onboarded people. I'll see you in the next one.